Got ourselves another best of 3 from the Warpstone Cup. Yashkaf versus Tidus. Yashkaf versus Tidus. Beastmen greenskins for game 1. Two factions kind of like High Elves that aren't OP, but just beneath the OP tier. And some people would disagree. You know, it's kind of a debate what's in the OP tier and what's not, but it's like everyone can agree on Kislev Empire being broken. And these are two factions that are like, they're good, but are they absolutely busted? So for the Beastmen, we have Chaos Warhounds with Poison, Incarnate Elemental Beasts. Haven't seen too much of this guy around, but he is still a good duelist. He still has a Mortis engine. He just doesn't have healing on the Beastmen roster. Then we have some Chaos Spawn. Korok's Manrippers, Besticore Herd ROR, frontline of Zongors, more Archers, and then some Minor Hearts, Grey Opens, a Manticore, and Malagor. This is a wild army. The other side for the greenskins of Tidus. Orc Borbigans in the trees, though one of them is not active, the other one is getting pounced on by dogs. A frontline of Squigs, Savage Orc Biggins, Stone Trolls, and then some Goblins, River Troll ROR, River Troll Hag, and then the Night Goblin Warboss with his Fermented Fungi. We'll say these are some of our newer up-and-coming players in the scene. Love to have both of them. They play in a lot of our new player tournaments. And if you're out there and you want to get into tournaments, feel free to join our new player ones. The Warpstone Cup also welcomed past tense all-comers, but it has already started, so you've unfortunately missed it if you want to play in that. But we have new player tournaments every week. Feel free to hop in, get your sea legs under you, and start a wonderful multiplayer career. First Wa is out for the greenskins, and the front line is going very mixed. The flanks are also going very mixed. Kind of everything is up in the air right now as both sides are holding. These Forest Goblin Spider Riders probably have to get active, get into the back line, as the Beastmen Archers ended up in melee. A huge mistake from them at the start of this game. They're still trying to get some shots off, but they are unfortunately in a bad way. The Dogs had a good early start in the Orc Borbigans, but it looks like that both Borbigans are now fighting back, and the Night Goblin Warboss came over to lend a bit of aid. So the Dogs will soon get routed off. Beastmen down in bounds of power, but we'll see what they can do about that. Incarnate Elemental Beast is draining down the Squig herds as he stands among them, as constant Flock of Doom is proccing. Swamp Things are stuck fighting Minor Hearts, Grey Opens, but it looks like they're winning that. The River Troll Hag, however, this is finally something going very well for the Beastmen. The enemy is losing their caster as the Chaos Spawn just surround and circle beat her to death. So that is a rare win for the Beastmen thus far into the game. And nothing else is really going their way as the front line continues to fall apart and these archers are mostly shut down. A couple Chaos Spawn is all that stands between them and a certain doom as the Beastmen Greenskin Tide comes over. Korok's Manrippers push off some Stone Trolls. Incarnate Elemental Beast tear out away some Goblins. He still does well for himself. So River Troll Hag is trying to get saved by these Borbigans who are killing the Chaos Spawn, though I'm not sure if they'll save her in time. Looks like she will get away. She'll have to regen for quite a while to come back, but she will come back at that much HP. Wow, her leadership's already back up to 17. I'm kind of surprised. Doom and Darkness out from Malagor onto the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and he's even going to rear charge them, try and rout these guys off, let his archers come back, and let these archers keep firing away. We do have a bit of a greenskin pile-up that's just sitting there on the top side. They need to get reactivated. It looks like they're starting to move down now as the Incarnate goes slamming into them. His Flock of Doom's draining down 4 units, and he is slapping them. They are not excited about that. Chaos Spawn fighting to the last. They're literally unbreakable, but the River Troll was briefly back before she got rear charged by a Manticore, and one more hit will probably send her running for the hills yet again. Borbigans getting activated to go after the Manticore yet again. And the Wa should stop her from terror routing, so the Wa will save her. Now the Manticore is just rampaging back into the Borbigans. He will die. This Incarnate is trying to slap some fools. Howl of the Great Beast is out. I forgot that was even a attribute it had, so, oh, that's why you take it against greenskins. Damn. It gets all these guys to rout naturally with its terror, but also that -8 leadership is enough to push off these guys once the Wa is over. Fermented Fungi keeps the Feral Manticore in place, but it looks like it did get back onto the River Troll Hag. Pushed her away again. She only needs to rout one more time for her to shatter. For the Beastmen, we still have some archers. We do have the Incarnate above half HP, so it's doing pretty well, and then still some Zongors. Korok's Manripper is actually very healthy considering how late in the game we are. And they probably are going to need to group up with the Incarnate, protect its feet with some halberds, and this is unfortunate for the Beastmen. Good play from the Greenskins. Forest Goblins getting a double surround on the Youngor Raiders. Should take those guys out, though I have noticed in Game 3, I feel like Spider Riders are bugged in some way. I have no proof for this other than, like, outcomes. But look how little damage they're doing to these Ungor Raiders, even though they have a full surround and they both charged them. It just feels like they don't attack or something. So, they're taking forever to kill these Ungor Raiders. They get rear charged by dogs. And they honestly are going to rout before the archers even do. That's how sad Spider Riders are right now. They're good support units. They're good poison damage, and they can chase stuff down. But as far as DPS goes, they're annoyingly low. Fate of Buna is out onto the Crocs Man Rippers from the River Troll Hag. She's back for the final time. Malagor is not going to go bother with her as he is chasing off 3 infantry units. I don't hate that, though it would be an equally wise decision for him to jump down over there. Night Goblin War Boss got in a little over his head. He is on his squig, making him large, and the Crocs Man Rippers are an elite halberd unit. So Night Goblin War Boss is getting trashed on right now. Cannot afford to lose this while the squigs are going to get pushed off by the Howl of the Great Beast. Incarnate's still very much a problem for the Greenskins, and I actually think the Beastmen are going to take this one. Malagor is still busy chasing all these guys off. The River Troll Hag does her best to participate. But with Stone Trolls and the Orc Borbiggins nowhere near the Incarnate, the Swamp Things are going to get picked off on their own. And the Night Goblin War Boss lost most of his HP bar to a big old whoopsie. If the Greenskins can rally their forces, if they can get their shit back together, they can still win this. I mean, the Beastmen army is literally Koroks, Man Rippers, the Incarnate, and then Malagor. That's it. And they're still trying to rally their forces, but Malagor is flying directly over them, so there's no way the Borbiggins are going to rally those guys, and the Greenskins really need to not bother. It's not like he's diving down on them, he's just flying over their heads. But then, as I say that, Malagor just fucks off and lets them come back. Oof. Bit of a mistake there. Koroks Man Rippers trying to get back in the fight before they will rout, but a Doom and Darkness plus diving in from Malagor. It looks like he's trying to snipe out the Night Goblin War Boss, who is all his own. A Rampage plus Tormentor Sword. Rampaging Malagor while netting him in place. Don't know if the Rampage was necessary if you're going to net him anyway, but maybe you just panic and you're like, ah, I'm under attack! Do all the things! River Trolls and Goblins getting away. Zongor's almost routing. Incarnate is below half HP, but just barely. Malagor dives down to help out Koroks Man Rippers for the last time, as the Stone Trolls are busy beating up these hyper-elite Beastmen halberds. There's a Flock of Doom. Force Goblin Spider Riders are out of here. Goblins look like they're about to leave as well. There they go. Koroks Man Rippers holding for now. 4 leadership left on them as Malagor chases off the Goblins and the Spider Riders, leaving just the Stone Trolls to fight the Halberds. But a rear charge in from the Boar Boys should be the end of these Man Rippers. And Malagor will have to retreat to his Incarnate. And the Incarnate, with no infantry support, should die very quickly. 2 Stone Troll Boar Boys around. Malagor actually tries a swooping attack on the Night Goblin War Boss. Very bold, considering how close he is to all this mass, and if they surround him, he's probably never getting back into the sky again. The Incarnate is nowhere nearby. He's trying to show up now, but he will be too late to see how this fight is going to turn out. All of the Greenskins are very low. I think the last hope here for the Beastmen is if Malagor hadn't done this, he could have overcasted Doom and Darkness, if he has the Winds of Magic. Overcast Doom and Darkness with the Incarnate nearby to provide that terror, and maybe you just rout all the Greenskins. Oh my god, he got into the sky. Okay, I don't know how that worked, but Beastman's last chance in this game is restored. If the Incarnate can get deep in there and then you just get a big old Doom and Darkness with a rear charge, could do it. As both sides set up, I'm going to ×2 speed for just a little bit. And that was an overcasted Flock of Doom. Unfortunately, not very effective on the units he cast it on. Flock of Doom isn't that good on Monstrous Infantry. It's okay on Cavalry, but overcasting it definitely isn't worth it. So, a little bit more damage off of Malagor. And doesn't look like we're going to get that Doom and Darkness overcast. So the Borbiggins just pick off the Zongors. Boarboy's trying to get away. They are getting slowly drained down by the Incarnate's Flock of Doom. He doesn't have to be in melee to proc it. He's just proccing it right now. Fast forward as these guys keep trying to run away. Here we are. Malagor still diving for the Night Goblin War Boss. Another Fermented Fungi is out and a Tormentor Sword. Comboing that again. But the net just leaves Malagor in the sky, so he's not even going to rampage down. Spirit Leech also does a little bit of damage to him, but the Incarnate is in, and there is the roar! The Howl of the Great Beast! Is there a Doom and Darkness Overcast to pile on top of the Howl of the Great Beast? It does not look like that is the case. The Incarnate is still after the Night Goblin War Boss, really trying to snipe out the Greenskin leadership, but now the Beastman leadership might be forfeit for this, as he is also stuck. Down to 4 leadership for Malagor. Night Goblin War Boss getting chased by the Incarnate, but the Incarnate is not quite able to catch up to him. Can he at least stay in range and walk this guy off the map as Flock of Dooms, natural Flock of Dooms, and the Incarnate's Flock of Dooms hitting anybody that comes near them. Just trying to attrition these guys down, which I suppose is fine, but Malagor had better have saved up enough for an Overcast Doom and Darkness. Otherwise, this was a waste of time. And there's a regular Doom and Darkness onto the Boar Boy Biggins. I guess he doesn't want them to regroup, but this is... He's being... I feel like the Beastmen aren't being patient enough. Because what could have happened is that guy was going to rout, right? So he's gone, and now all of their leadership is going to go down. Bring the Incarnate back, and at the next Howl of the Great Beast, Overcast Doom and Darkness, and you literally win the game. You know, times 3 speed as Malagor just chases these guys down. But now the Incarnate is fighting without Malagor. Malagor's starting to come back now. Stone Trolls, pretty low. And Army Losses hits! Oh no! The most disastrous Army Losses I've ever seen. As the Beastmen had a very decent shot in that game, but Army Losses does not account for it. They don't care about the leadership concerns of the Greenskins. They just know there's a lot of Greenskins on the field, not a lot of Beastmen. Brutal stuff there for Yashkaf. I do think he had a solid chance of still winning that game, depending on the Winds of Magic of Malagor. If Malagor didn't have Overcasted Doom and Darkness, then they probably lose anyway, because I don't think a single Doom and Darkness is going to do it, but yeah. Korok's Man Rippers and the Incarnate Elemental Beast doing very well. Not something we get to see a lot these days. Incarnate's kind of fallen off. Inside for Tidus. Pretty good game. River Troll got a lot of value. The Spider Riders were around. They were annoying. They were fine. Stone Trolls did well. Squigs did well. River Troll Arwar did very well. Savage Orc Biggins did pretty darn good. GG, and that is a 1-0 start for Tidus. True King of 8 Peaks. Game 2. Kislev was not banned between these two players, so Yashkaf grabbing Kislev. That seems like a pretty easy Game 2 victory, but we'll see if Norska can handle it. They can't, but we'll see if they can handle it. They can't. No one can. Kislev is bullshit. Kislev's some of the most bullshit stuff I've ever seen. Alright, for Kislev, we have 2 heavy war sleds. Ice Witch of Tempest with Blizzard and Gust of True Flight. We have the Wolf Hearts, Akshan Ambushers with their net. Kislevite Warriors, Armored Kossars, including the Watchmen in the Night on the front line. Then we do have the Oath Brothers of Tor, Orbit Rider, ROR. Oh, and a Patriarch. I haven't seen you for a long time. Brought a Silix Lullaby healing. Okay. Inside for Norska, Skin Wolves, Norskin Ice Wolves, Beasts of Tashnar, then Wolfric on the front line with Hunter of Champions and Seafang. Marauder Berserkers and Marauders are behind him. Ooh, really nice Seafang cast. Goes down the line, hits 4 different units. That was a beautiful Seafang. We have Burning Head also for the Firecaster, and then 4 Marauder Hunters with Javelins. Can Norska beat the most overpowered faction in the game? Let's find out. Marauder Berserkers taking a bit of damage on their way in. And I guess I am a little worried for Kislev. They didn't bring any of their Glorious Charge users. They didn't bring Winged Lancers or Griffin Legion. So I am a little worried about the Skinwolf presence on the sides. Not like Heavy War Sled's going to love to deal with that. Burning Head is dodged by Kislev. Looks like they got out of the way with all of their units. And it's even going to taper off into the Norskins. But the Norskins also dodge it, but it curves after them. Wow, okay. That Burning Head was not taking no for an answer. The frontline fight is engaged. Watchmen in the Night already half HP, but having to fight some basic Marauders. They should be fine. Yeah, they're cleaving those basic Marauders. And Heavy War Sleds also running up to deal with these infantry. As long as no Skin Wolves are around, they should be completely uncontested to go through the infantry like butter. Oath Brothers of Tor and another Heavy War Sled get into a fight, but with the blinded debuff from the Oath Brothers, It helps them quite a lot, but they start opting out of the fight just as the debuffs were hitting. I think they're worried about getting flanked by these other dogs and skinwolves and don't want to just die in a blob. And they're being shot at by monsters with javelins. So yeah, I guess that is smart. That is smart on reflection to get out of here. While they still can. The Norscan front line is getting trashed on by Kislev. Looks like our Snow Leopard summon is already out. Burning Head up the line of Armored Kossars. Do a good bit of damage, but that's also going to hit Kossars of Spears. That is a really good cast. And a beautiful Sea Fang, too. All of the wind spells here from Norska have been really, really well done, taking advantage of any situation they can. But the Oath Brothers get a good surround onto Wulfric, and they are beating his ass. Oh, Wulfric is taking so much damage. The Runter Hunters are trying to save themselves or get some damage onto the Oath Brothers, trying to do anything they can, really. As these Skinwolves are lost in the sauce, the dogs on the backfield also got a little lost. So a slight micro mistake from Norska there. Game is very even, and they are doing quite well, but I wonder if they're just too slow to the punch. As, yeah, the dogs again get forgotten for a little bit. Stop in place and allow Kislev to reform lines and get some shit going. As Wulfric dies entirely, his Marauder Hunter Javelins are also going to go with him. In comes the dogs. In comes Marauders. They are finally starting to get close to the Wolfhearts. But the Snow Leopard summon alone has taken out the Firecaster. Pushes him away. Wulfric dies. And that means the Firecaster might just shatter with too low of leadership to be of any use. Blizzard is down. It'll poke some of the Norscan Ice Wolves and the Skin Wolves, though it'll also hit Armored Kossars, so kind of a moot cast. It's not really going to do that much. The Monstrous Infantry, the Skin Wolves, and Berserkers and Beasts of Tashnar are moving further in. Sorcerer of Fire is now all alone. He has -8 leadership. He has a lot of distance to cover before he runs out of distance to get that leadership back in line, and the Wolfhearts are getting eaten alive by dogs. Pack Trap keeps them in place for a bit. But already, I think the damage has been done. I do believe the Auction Ambushers are dead. Norska falling very behind on the balance of power. Oathbrozator quite low. We still have 2 healthy war sleds. Still have a healthy lord. And then a good number of infantry. A good number. For Norska, they really only have this Berserker left for infantry, and then they have some Skin Wolves and stuff, but that's largely it. Firecaster is back on his feet. And pistols are ripping apart Berserkers from the back. Looks like they'll rout any second now. There's too much Kislev. There's too much. You can't stop it all. A nice Burning Head down the line of Armored Kossars, but a rear charge in from the Heavy War Sled should end those Marauders. Put the concerns they had away. Wolfhearts, I think they were trying to get attack orders, but they instead got movement orders. They get poked a bit by the Burning Head, now they're going to get javelined in the face. Ow, ow, ow. But Heavy War Sleds are coming out to help out. The Shaman Sorcerer of Fire is routing yet again. And we're down to 1 Skin Wolf being pretty much the whole hope of this game. As Berserkers slap down the Wolfhearts. You made your stand. It just wasn't enough. You're dead as hell, my friend. You're dead as hell! There is no hope. Skin Wolves getting shot in the back while they're fighting these Armored Kossars in the front. There come the Bear Sleds. There go the Skin Wolves. And there goes the game. Goodbye, Norska. Well done by Yashkaf. Dragged the series back to 1-1. Oathbrozator and the Heavy War Sleds did pretty well. Front line did fine as well. For Tidus, Skin Wolves and Dogs struggled to get a lot of value. Javelins did okay. His front line did okay. Wulfric and the Caster didn't get a lot of value, but they had some good Sea Fangs and stuff. Final game of the series, no matter what. 1-1, Yashkaf and Tidus. For Yashkaf, we have Yen Bo leading Grand Cathay. In a weird build. No Zaytang. No cannons. No Iron Hail Gunners. Just kind of like, it's kind of like Cathay role-playing as Empire. Old Empire, I guess, not the Steam Tank Empire. On the other side, Tidus has his Beastmen. He's moving up. So for Grand Cathay, we have Shem's Burning Gaze and Net of Amnatok.
So let us finish them quickly, so I may return.
Yeah, and then he does have his Emperor's Executioner ability. 2 Jade Warrior Crossmen, 1 Bandits of the Silver Road with their fire damage and fire weakness, then Jade Warriors and Jade Warrior Halberds on the front line, Jade Lancers in the back, 2 Chrome in the sky. The other side, we have 2 Harpies for the Beastmen, Great Bray Shaman Wild with Traderkin, 2 Minotaurs with great weapons, a bunch of Ungor Raiders, Ungor Spearman Herds, and then Centaurs and Centaurs of Tzeentch, 2 Centaurs with throwing axes in the back, one of which is the Grog Hooves. Onyx Crowman, after a bit of Archer support, already softening up the Harpies for them. The Onyx Crowman should easily devour these guys in the air, push them back, and secure aerial superiority for Cathay. The front line of the Beastmen stands no chance. The enemy front line is far superior, and their archers are also honestly superior to the Ungor Raiders, so the Beastmen are going to have to make use out of their superior cavalry, skirmish cav, and monsters. Looks like they're being a little trepidatious, and every moment they wait, their front line is going to die more and more. The flank fight is happening. Centaurs and Centaurs of Tzeentch teaming up on the Jade Lancer, but the Centaurs of Tzeentch, with their armor piercing, seem to be having hard times getting contact. They only have like 3 or 4 models in contact. I wish they had gotten more of a wrap around. More peasant horsemen are coming out to say hi to them, though. Does not look like it's going well. Yeah, look at that. Look at the difference here. In a 2v1, the Jade Lancer is that much HP. In a 1v1, where the Centaurs of Tzeentch get a good wrap, that's doing so much more damage. So yeah, the Centaurs of Tzeentch doing great work over here onto the Jade Lancers. Onyx Growman diving some of the archers for fun. I'm very worried for the Beastmen. Very worried. Don't know what the Minotaurs are going to do here either, unfortunately. Centaurs look like they're going to trade their lives for a Jade Lancer, as opposed to long spears behind them, also making it a bit trickier. And archer support deciding that other fight. In come the Groghooves and Wolf's Run. Another Centaur throwing axe also on the front line, but it looks like they're just trying to get in range to throw at these guys, not actually trying to dive them in melee. The Great Bray Shaman of Wild is under attack by Yambo. Dragon's Fang popped, giving him 105 melee attack. It's 690 weapon strength. Yet somehow, I still feel like Yambo on foot is a terrible combatant somehow. No matter how many buffs you throw at him. He just doesn't get a lot done. But he was clearly trying to weaken the Bray Shaman of Wild so that he could execute him. Like, taking out the Beastman leadership is kind of step 1 in killing these guys. We have some other Centaurs that are on the back line but have stalled out. They don't have orders to run forward and fight the bandits at the Silver Road, which is going to be pretty bad for the Beastmen. They're already falling behind as the archers of Grand Cathay continue to fire in. Yembo continues to hunt down the Great Bray Shaman of Wild, who is taking a lot of damage and soon will be executable. And the Minos, like, too many things for the Beastmen are having issues getting into the back line. They're kind of going in one by one. Centaurs finally charge, and they do take out the bandits of Silver Road nearly on the charge. And the Minotaurs recommit to the fight with the Peasant Long Spears, maybe going to get rid of them soon. Another Shem's Burning Gaze pokes him down, and there is the execute coming in. He is dead and gone. The Beastmen take a massive leadership spike from losing their lord. No caster to use Traderkins anymore. And that's probably looking like GG as Jade Lancers and Jade Warrior Crossmen try and team up to take out these Centaurs, get them to all rout or something. Peasant Long Spears flooding in. Still have archers on the side firing. Halberds waiting. Entire Beastman front line is out of here. The Minotaurs are also thinking about leaving. Yembo's just hanging out. Just vibing. Bounce power is about how I feel. Grand Cathay still has a ton of infantry, decent amount of cavalry, decent amount of archers. Full health lord, and once these Minotaurs get going, that should be army losses, honestly. There it is. That'll be a 2-1 victory to Yashkaf. Yembo, only 500 value, but I don't think the Executioner ability counts towards his value for some reason. Because he did delete an entire caster, which should count for a lot. Archers did very well. Peasant Long Spears did fine. Aside for Tidus, his lord struggled to get any value out. His Minotaurs also struggled to get any value out. Centaurs of Tzeentch, Centaurs in general, struggled to get very much done. Yeah, it's just kind of rough one overall for the Beastmen. GG to Yashkaf, good win. See you next round of the tournament. Roar.
subscribe. Yes, yes.